Hey, we are live, and we are live all the way to Mexico with Efren Gonzalez. Efren, Merry Christmas and welcome to Art School Live.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Eric. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you again. Last time it was from Venice, now it's from Mexico, and happy to be with you.
And happy to have you here. You're such a good painter and such a good teacher. We learned that at the plein air convention last year. Everybody loved your teaching. So what are you going to do for us today?
Well, I'm going to be working with a small church out of the city of Guanajuato, which is it's 3.5 hours from here. And I just spent 10, 12 days there, and I was able to produce just about over 30 pieces in that time. So,
wow.
Working
and what
hard.
Are you painting in today? Are you painting in oil, acrylic? What are you going to do?
Oil.
Okay.
And when I have my canvas here, I can organize my camera, but it is oil, and it will be simplifying the project, the importance of simplification so that I can capture what's necessary out in plein air. And I did a lot of that. I feel very well. I had a lot of practice these last 12 days that I was in Guanajuato.
Sounds nice. Okay, well, let's get the show officially started. You can flip your canvas and get ready. Let's do this.
It's Art School Live with Eric Rhodes. Now, here's your host, Eric Rhodes.
Welcome to Art School Live. We are so glad that you're here. We're here every weekday at 12 noon. Our guest today is Efren Gonzalez. Let's show you some of his work. He's a fabulous painter and a great teacher. We love his style, and it's just so rich and so luscious to see what he does. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And so we're going to teach today about how to simplify your paintings, because simplification is important. We believe that anybody can learn to paint. We believe that it's not about having natural born talent, that it's really all about learning a process. And if you watch just a few of these programs, and we have a whole archive of hundreds and hundreds of them, probably thousands by now, that you can go back and watch any of the 85 programs. And after watching 5, we think you can learn to paint. We're saying that it'll give you the confidence. You just keep watching. We've heard from people all over the world. We've had over 16 million views, and we have people all over the world have told us they learned to paint on this program. So if that's you, if you're feeling like, nah, I couldn't do it, you can do it. Just watch with us today. Efren, okay, we're going to go back to simplifying paintings. Let's do this.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have my image that you can show to the audience, but
yes, we do. We have it up there. Let's see if we can put a big image up real quickly so everybody can see it. And there it is. Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Beautiful church. All right.
The way I do is I go from big to small, and at first it really doesn't look like anything. It's just measuring. It's just taking lines that will be referenced to me, but it doesn't really look like anything. I insist, I like to make sure that I measure at first. And all of these lines that I'm placing right now, it's nothing but that. Just trying to organize scale, size, and all of those things that I can improve as I move along.
Why are you painting on a pink canvas?
Well, it's not really that big, Eric.
I said pink.
Pink, yeah, it's kind of a rust color, and the reason why I do it is because what's most important to me is the light when I'm working, and to do the light against this color canvas, it's very effective, and it gives you the results right away. Against, for instance, working against the white canvas, which always is a little more of a struggle for me to bring in the light convincingly. So that's why I try to do I always work with a background like this, so that I can see results rather quickly. So as you can see, I'm here trying to incorporate things that I see, that I know about these buildings. And the idea again is because I work fairly fast when I'm outdoors, which is also a good thing because the light is always changing and the shadows are getting longer and all of that. Simplifying like this brings out spontaneity, but at the same time, I don't have to be chasing the light or the shadow. Everything.
Are you painting with black right now?
You know what I do is I do a mixture of red deep, Winsor and Newton, and Prussian blue. So it's some kind of ink that I create.
All right.
I don't use charcoal. I don't use pencil anymore. I did that a long time ago, but not anymore. And the reason is I managed to spread the color as much as possible so that it doesn't contaminate my colors when I'm about to bring in anything that is color.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of spread the oil ink that I do, and it's effective. As you can see, it happens quickly, and I don't need any more definition. Basically, what I have here is enough for me to start painting.
So there's a question from the comments. Hello from Tallahassee. All of Efren's children are artists too, right?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
Leonardo, Paula, and Ciancha. And Reina, who is actually painting also, and she will have her first one-man show March 8th.
One woman show.
One woman show, yes. so all of us are painting. Poor kids, they had no idea what family they were coming into.
Well, aren't they lucky to have you as a mentor?
The three of them are doing it, and they're doing it at a professional level now, which is nice to see. And the good thing is that we have an art supply store, so much of what they need, it's available anytime they want to do it. So it's really, it hasn't been easy, but it's been very effective, and we have enjoyed every bit. And of course, attending the convention has been very educational to us in many sense, in many ways. And
well, you brought a whole bunch of people to the plein air convention this year.
Yes, yeah, and we plan to do that more and more, I hope. We're trying to, not only our family, but other people from our area. Hopefully they can come and learn and see, because, we see it, we have always seen it as an investment. I have to say it like this, for us from Mexico, it's not cheap, but I don't want it to be cheap. I want it to be worth our while. And everything that we have invested so far has been paid for many times, because we have learned a lot. We know how to, from your how you call it, your marketing booth that you were doing at 6:30 in the morning. You made
marketing boot camp. I'm not doing it at 6:30 in the morning anymore, but I am doing a big marketing day in January on the 10th.
Yeah, well, I always brag about how I had to be up at 5 in the morning to be able to attend their marketing booth, which in a way I felt that you were doing it almost on purpose, trying to see who really wanted to learn how to make it as an artist.
Well, that's right. If you're serious about it, you're going to put yourself out there.
Exactly. So, we were still sleeping on the chair with coffee in our hands.
Hey. So you're adding figures, and it looks like tents that are not in your image, right?
Well, I'm trying to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
I wanted to combine something that is in the image and something that it's my own. And my own has to do with Mexico. So I'm trying to organize things that are not necessarily there. This was not part of the plan, but as we speak, I just thought, you know what, this is going to look better if we have some activity, if we have flowers, merchandise, and other things that I can use in this area. Now,
can you move the camera back just a little bit? We can't see the bottom part of the canvas. And he is painting in oils today. Hello, Yorkshire, England. Hello, Norway. Merry Christmas. If you're watching from anywhere, make sure you go into the comments and say hello. Tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. Bradford, England. Welcome.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do what I usually do in my workshops, which is I go from dark to light. I'll just go for it. I'll pretend that there's nobody watching, and I'll just do what I usually do.
Okay, well, we are watching that. There may be as many as 16 million people watching. Hello,
Okay.
Australia.
So here I go. What I'm doing is now I'm starting from dark to light. And, the thing about going from dark to light, it allows me to do things rather quickly, and I don't have to be fighting against the decision whether my color is the right one or not. For instance, if I started with the sky, there's a lot of hesitation in my mind. So I try to go to the simple things. And when I'm teaching, going from dark to light is very effective because I can speak about something to one person. And because everybody is working from dark to light, the same method, big to small, dry to wet, and all of that, I can, let me say it this way, I can give an order and everybody understands what I'm talking about. So it simplifies my process, teaching process. So I just did what I see as dark. Now I'm gonna go darker because I need to start with the building itself. And see, I just don't hesitate. And for me at this moment, as long as I get a color that is approximately the color that I need, it doesn't have to be exactly the same.
What I want everyone to pay attention to is how he's not trying to be so precious or careful. He's just trying to fill it in at this point.
Yes.
Big shapes.
And the spontaneity arouses. It just comes out. No matter what you do, if you do, I don't want to say at this speed, but if you do it without fear, the spontaneity is going to just come out, and it will be present in your work, and it will be a lot more painterly, which is something that I really enjoy. And I wanted to do something with architecture because the last time I was with you, I did the cowboys. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and we have a lovely painting that you gave us here in our house. You gave my wife. You didn't give one to me, but you gave it to my wife. So she won't let me hang it in my office. She's hanging it in her office.
It was from wife to wife, and,
from wife to wife.
So that's why you might get lucky one of these days.
Well, I feel pretty lucky already. Thank you, sir.
Likewise. So look, I'm incorporating a little bit of the light that I need. And the idea, again, is to emphasize, for instance, I have a corner already there. And I try not to go back and redo when I'm filling in. Because if I did, then all I'm doing is I'm going right back to something that perhaps will be solved without me doing anything if I just continue working. Eventually, I don't even see the problem or the hesitation that I had, because by filling in, many times the solution just comes by itself. I don't even have to struggle. It just arouses. So that's why, all of these also is preparation for what the light is going to eventually be. And some of these blending and all of these touching each other when I put my brush and all of that is part of the spontaneity that I truly enjoy, because I want to capture the essence of my spaces, the essence of Mexico when I'm doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing something down here with the awnings, just as a suggestion, because I don't want to concentrate only on the building itself, because the painting is a whole unit. So I have to work as a unit, trying to get as much as possible done. And, so I just went over here. There's another structure with a small dome. I'm already thinking about the domes up here, but I have the color that is ideal for the sky at this moment. So I'm just going to go to my sky. And that is because of a practical reason. Just having the color in the brush guides me to do what's necessary to do with the sky. So here, the light that I used was for the part that is white in the front facade of the building, but then I can use it also for shadows in the clouds up above. So there it is. Now I'm going to go with some of the sky that I see, which I can switch my color very quickly without necessarily having to even clean it, because the color is not going to make a variation. It's not going to change anything. So here's the blue of the sky. It's a bit strong. So I'm going to just tone it down a little bit more. There we are. So here is a little bit of the sky. So in preparation, another thing that I'm doing is I'm leaving the white of the cloud to be shown last. It doesn't have to be right away, but it's in preparation that I'm trying to put all of these parts of the sky together. So there we are. Before I go any farther up with the sky, I'm going to go right back down to the section of the market where the people are. And you can see I'm using the same ultramarine color with just a little more precision, because now I'm aiming at maybe merchandise that they have, maybe dishes, towels, bed covers, anything like that. So now I'm going to go to yellow because I want to change what I have here, and I want to show some of the greenery. This, I'm going to have a little bit of bougainvillea, the flowers back here, and I'm going to go with green inside. So this is maybe lettuce, mangoes, ciruelas, which I'm sure you don't know what they are, but they
No, I don't know what that means. You could tell me though.
Ciruelas is a type of fruit that is only during September, October, and they're delicious. They're great. We have all kinds of fruits that you guys don't know about. Guamuchiles is another one that we have. So, okay, so you can see I'm playing with color, and I'm just being aggressive about what I am trying to do. And I'm trying to use, for instance, I went with the green, and I do as much of the green that I think is necessary to have, but then I'm changing it again because I don't want it to be all green. So as soon as I use the color and I feel that I've used it enough, then I have to go and do something else with it. So as you can see, I'm balancing my work. I started up here, but I didn't do it 100%. I came down to the bottom part of my painting, and I'm slowly filling in. So I'm going to go now with a little bit of permanent rose and try to bring in some of that warmer color and make it be a little more like Mexico.
If you guys have questions, make sure to speak up. Go into the comments and say something. Tell us where you're watching from, and of course, what you want for Christmas. You never know. Santa might just show up.
Papel. Okay, so I'm going into more light now. There is still a bunch of spaces that I need to work with. But right now, I'm just doing what I feel is necessary to do, and I'm trying to pursue that feeling. So I can see, for instance, the use of white here is going to be beneficial for my whole composition, and I like what's happening there. I have another, just to balance things. And then this is a dome. I spoke about it at the beginning when I sketched it in. And then speaking of domes, I'm going to go to the main one, which is back here. So I go, straight forward with the yellow that I want to use, especially when I go out and I paint outdoors. We all know it's all of those difficulties, which is the wind, the sunlight moving, a Coca-Cola truck or something parking right in front of where we are trying to do our painting. all
Here's
of
a
those.
question from Carl. Do you keep your strokes diagonal because the viewer sees the image looking upwards towards the sky with the building vertical and horizontal with the people down low?
No, I think I go in every direction.
Okay.
You know, sometimes because I'm not thinking about it, it may look as if I am doing only vertical or horizontal, but it's really not a plan. It's really something that happens. You know, it's kind of diving into the experience of painting, and then, you know, many of the strokes, like I said, it's almost instinctively that I go and I do. So I guess the answer to that question would be, I don't know. I just do what I feel like doing.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I do.
I'm going to go to the sky now because I started with the white on the bottom part. And I feel that now, okay, there's a little bit of yellow there, which I'm going to use. Now, one of the things that I do, and now that I came back from the city of Guanajuato, where I was painting for 12 straight days, I see the paintings and I decide which one of them, because I usually use, not even 16 by 20, maybe 14, 18, 12, 16 inches. And once I see what paintings I really like, then I can go and make them big, maybe 4 by 6 feet. And, many, I do a lot of large work, large pieces. And the best way for me to decide which image will do a good painting is, of course, doing it in a small version first. So, and I really like my little paintings. You know, they come out fairly nice, and sometimes they become part of the permanent collection. Okay, so my sky is kind of a mess right now. One of the things that I know, and I have, because I do a lot of live demos, is that every time we as artists are in front of people doing something, we're putting our reputation at risk. And I feel very confident now with what I do, because it's very unique. You know, it's very much my own way of painting. And I don't have to try to be like anyone else. Just do what I do. Just paint what I like, and do it in my very personal way, which is I think for me is the best way. You know, I'm trying to accomplish as much as possible. So here I have basically filled in my sky. And basically, in a few more minutes, I'll fill in the whole space, the whole canvas. And when that is done.
So when you were a kid, did they call you Speedy Gonzalez?
They still do.
Yeah, because you're a pretty fast painter.
Yeah, I'm still called Speedy Gonzalez.
Did you have those cartoons in Mexico when you were a kid?
Yes, of course. Yeah, we grew with them. We grew up with watching those things. But Eric, I want to tell you, from where I started, from where we started, to be here with you, showing what we do, what I do, and speaking with you, it's a huge change. It's a huge jump.
What do you mean?
Well, because I live in a small town in Mexico, and as you know, many times, in many ways, people have this idea that if you are an artist, you probably will starve and you won't make it, and all of those situations. And I had to face those too. But then I started to go out. I started to go out of the country, and Europe and the States, and eventually we found out about your organization. And when we started to come, so much more learning,
Mhm.
And since
Well, you
then,
came to the plein air convention probably 8 or 9, 10, almost 10 years ago, didn't you?
well, I went to the very first one.
Yeah, in Las Vegas.
Yes, in Las Vegas, which, by the way, we thought was going to be warm, and it was freezing cold.
Yeah, it was snowed.
Yes, yeah, yeah. And for us, it was it was a big change, but it was a very wonderful experience. And since then, I think I've attended 6 times. So this coming May will be the 7th, and I am very proud to be there and to do what I do with you, what you guys allow me to do, and so thank you for all of that.
Do you think anybody would go to Mexico if we had a plein air convention in Mexico?
I have
don't
no doubts. Mexico has such wonderful spaces. As you know, you've been to San Miguel de Allende.
I don't think there's a facility big enough there. The biggest hotel is only an eighth of the size we need.
Yes, that is always going to be an issue. And Mexico City, of course, is beautiful, and they will have the space, but the city is so large that you have to decide what section of town it should happen in.
Yeah, I've never been to Mexico City.
Oh, Mexico City is beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's huge,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like New York. It's massive.
yes, but there's a lot of great art happening, and I'm actually amazed that very few people from Mexico go to the convention.
Well, maybe they'll learn about it here and come.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. Whenever I speak about it, and whenever I'm always trying to convince people, but it's difficult when they think and they see the investment not as an investment but as an expense. For me, it's been an investment every time. I have said to people, it's like going to university for 6 months, but it's all done in
4 days.
done in 1 week.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. It's not easy. I take double vitamins when I'm going to go to the yeah, because
You think you take double vitamins? I got to be on stage the whole time.
I know. And it's punishing, honestly. It's punishing because there's so much, and we want to see everything. We don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, well, if you're going to be there, you might as well, what people don't know is we have sessions starting first thing in the morning, and we go till about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then we all go outside painting. Then we come back and we have more sessions in the evening.
And then we have a big fiesta, and we have drinks, and
yeah, we have a big party.
Have a big party, and everything. Just getting to meet some of those great artists that I actually said it especially at the beginning. It was like, I thought that some of these artists were no longer alive. And then I ran into them in the convention, and everybody was so generous. And
well, we bring them back from the dead just for the convention.
Yeah. I drink to that. Okay, so
are you thinning your paint with anything?
What was that?
Are you thinning your paint?
I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
Are you making your paint thinner? Are you mixing anything into your paint to make it flow better?
I am mixing a little bit of liquid.
Okay.
Which I started to use when teaching, because many people fly down to Mexico to take my class, and then they need to fly back up north, either to the States or Canada, 2 or 3 days later. And using the liquid speeds up the drying process. So that's the only thing I use. So now, at a very a slower pace, now I have the easy situation of deciding what needs to be lighter, what needs to be darker. But now I can really see and visualize what I have in my whole canvas, rather than trying to organize everything at first. Once I fill it in, then I can do anything I want. And the suggestion is always there. The suggestion of the space, the construction, the architecture, the colors, the warmth, the essence of Mexico, it's all there. And the idea with doing it this way is that I'm not trying to do as if it was a photograph. I'm trying to bring in some of my own strokes, my own style, and make sure that I say more with less strokes. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to, like if I was writing a book, I don't want to say so many words, and then the idea is simple. I like the idea of putting a few strokes and still making it be effective and making it be understood by the viewer, And many of the things that I do are sometimes I have to not do so loose, because I have an audience. I have people who buy my work, and sometimes they do need to see a little more real work, a little more realistic.
Yeah.
So I there is the market demanding something, and I have to pay bills, so I have to do certain of that, so much of that. But I don't want to give my joy and my love of painting in exchange, for
do what you love.
Yeah, I want to make sure that what I do is something that I enjoy. And
Hey, Efren, I've got an idea.
okay.
I do these retreats.
Yes.
I'm now doing a new one called Winter Artscape. I do one called Fall Color Week, and I do one called Paint Adirondacks. So June, September, October, and wintertime, February. I think I should do one in San Miguel de Allende, because I could get a place that would hold 100 people.
That is correct.
And that's a beautiful place. You live 3 hours from there.
Yes.
So let's see, people in the comments, maybe we can get 100 people say they would go, and then we'll figure it out. What's the best time of year to go?
Mexico is good anytime.
I thought there was a rainy season.
Well, yeah, but it's good to have rain.
Not when you're painting.
Umbrellas. No. During that time that you said, winter, the beginning of winter is perfect. San Miguel has really beautiful weather most of the time. Winter is a bit colder than we are used to, but it's nothing like up north. Up there, you guys, I don't know how you make it through winter without going to Mexico, but yeah.
Somebody just said they went in February and it was chilly in February.
Yeah. So if there's anything I can do with that idea, just say so, and I'll do anything I can.
All right, thank you. Well, let's see if we can get interest. If we can get interest, maybe we'll do it in the future.
Yeah.
My next retreat, Fall Color Week. Well, the next one is in St. Augustine in February. That one's going to be sold out soon, and people have to book before the 31st of this month to be able to assure a room. And then the next one is the Adirondacks in June. And then we have Fall Color Week this year in Door County, which is in Wisconsin. And people don't know Door County. It's like stunningly beautiful. It's on Lake Michigan, like rocky cliffs like California. It's really beautiful.
Well, I want to attend some of those, not only the plein air convention in May, but I want to go to some of the other things that you are organizing, because I know that I will learn a lot. So,
well, we don't teach at those. We just paint together for a week.
Yeah,
And
but
we
I
sit
know.
up at night, we do portraits, we play music, we sing, we do crafts. It's like camp, it's fun.
Yeah, but the learning it will be there because
Well,
all
you're
of
learning by painting next to 100 other people.
exactly that's what I mean. So yeah, I want to attend some of those. I'm sure that there will be a lot to gain from those experiences. But
Anything I do, I'm going to do the best I can to make it a great experience.
oh yeah, I know. I've
Are
seen
you
it.
using titanium white? That's a question.
Yes, I am using titanium white, and it's Winsor Newton, and so now I'm going just for a few touches of light. Like I said, this is a very, very loose way of painting, very spontaneous. And now, because my oil is so wet, if I want to put something on top of it, it's got to be almost as if I was using a palette knife and just laying it on top as if I was icing a cake so that the color actually stays on top. But I'm used to doing it this way, and I don't mind messing things a little bit when I'm trying to put new color on top. Because like I said, pieces like this, they're done with an idea in mind, and the idea in mind is to share the process and show people how, a different way of doing it. And when I do the larger versions, the larger paintings, then I take my time, and then I really play with everything that I have, the architecture, the colors, the designs. But any questions from the audience?
Just why are you so good looking? I think that's one of the big questions.
I have no idea. I
It's a
wish I was.
curse.
I wish I was rich instead of good looking, but I have to do with what I get, with what I got.
Well, it'd be great to be rich and good looking, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you have some of that.
Well, I'm not sure I do, but
Okay, so basically, Eric, this is what I do, and
so the question is from Neil: how do you enlarge or transfer a small painting to a larger canvas? In other words, do you have a way that you upsize things?
no, I mean, by eye, I just put the little canvas in front of me, and I do what I did at the beginning here, which is just measure my canvas. I'm going to speak a little bit about that because I think it's important. Measuring, which I did at the very beginning of my process, was I was trying to locate things where they needed to be. I didn't want to start something here and work as a printer and then find out that I don't have enough room for the cross or for the church itself. Doing it with the measuring process that I do at first is just locating the right size and the right scale, hopefully in the right place. And once that is done, then I just go and start putting in the paint, filling it in. So I do the same thing with a larger canvas. I don't photograph these and then project onto a canvas, because then all of my spontaneity, all of my creativity is being, I don't know. I mean, I have nothing against people who do it that way. It's fine. It's perfect. But I can't do it that way. I rather have the freedom that I get just by doing it as I think needs to be done, and trusting the years of experience that I have, doing this is a little baby. I mean, usually I work with huge murals and stuff, and everything works relatively well. I like the way the painting looks on the screen.
I do too. Looks really great.
Thank you. Any suggestions? Any comments?
Well, okay, so we'll do a little crowdsourcing and ask the crowd what they would change in the painting or what they would do.
Sure.
All right, so you guys go into the comments and tell us what Efren needs to do. You guys are always good at seeing things we don't see.
Yes.
So far, everybody says looks great. Learned a lot from Efren. Oh, she said, Susan says, put sunglasses on the people.
I'm actually working on a very large painting. It's a different building, but it's a very large painting. And there's someone up front, and the figure is overpowering. So I decided I'm gonna change it. It's not gonna be. It's almost like if this figure of a man, but twice the size. And because of my sketch, it does look like he's got sunglasses.
Yeah.
So
somebody said you can't tell where the light is coming from. Somebody else said it needs a donkey, needs some more color on the people. Let's see here. The pink colors added over the white tent on the right draw my eye away from the rest of the painting.
The pink here?
I think that's the bougainvillea. Yeah.
Yes, that's the idea.
Yeah. Reflected light. Oh, everybody's a critic, right?
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Good thing is I don't need to do anything that people say, but the idea is tell me and I'll see. For instance, I'm trying here to emphasize a little more light on the people, which will emphasize the source of light coming from the right. That's why this corner has the light on the right. And so the faces, the people now have that too. And I think the bougainvillea is kind of almost not very easy to see because the building is right there.
You know what you could do is if you wanted the light to really show up, you might be able to pump up the light on the side of that building, and then the bougainvillea would be darker. I might be able to do that.
I like the bougainvillea being the color that it's here.
Oh, it is. Yes, it's a nice color.
I'll pay attention to your words, and I'm going to do something to the building and see.
Oh, you are? Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, I'll just blame it on you.
Yeah. My students from where I'm teaching composition, they're saying, where's the focal point? Where do you want people to look?
Okay. Now, let me say something about that, because it's important to understand that we all work in different manners, in different ways. To me, I don't know if this makes any sense. Okay, so I declare from the very beginning my ignorance about many things in painting. But what I want to be the focal point is my whole painting. Okay. I'm not necessarily looking into saying, this is what I want you to see. For me, everything is the focal point. Because, again, I try to capture the essence of Mexico. I try to capture the light, the colors, even the sounds. You know, when you walk one of these little markets, you are hearing people that are trying to make you buy something that you don't need. And all of that is what I'm thinking about. So for me to say, well, the focal point, it's here or it's there, I don't really think about those things. You know, I just go for my painting. I just work with it. And when I look at it at the end, it's a complete image, top to bottom, left to right. And in fact, I like the spontaneity that I have right now. And I think I'm going to stop right about there.
I like the brighter color on the wall. I think that made a big difference.
Yeah, well, you see, that's because I paid attention to your suggestion.
Yes, well, not everybody does. Thankfully.
Well, and there's always, you know, the temptation too, because the photograph has a bunch of electrical wires, you know, the electrical post and all of those things. I always think about those, but, you know, if I like my piece enough without the extra, you know, lines on top of the image, I just leave it as it is. And then the other thing that I do when I reach a point like this, I just think, okay, I gave it all the energy that I had. I brought in all the inspiration that I had in me, and that's enough. And then if I feel like, okay, maybe I should do, then I just switch to a new canvas. I just go to a new canvas and let this be, because I'm very comfortable with this piece. So
Very
there,
lovely.
well, thank you. There will be an art auction next week. I'll probably put it up for sale, and we'll see how much we can get.
Okay, what a good idea. We can do it right now.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. Well, Efren, thank you so much for doing this today. This has been wonderful.
Oh, Eric, anytime. I am very grateful to be invited like this. I hope that people like what I do, and I have my ideas about creating art, and I've always felt free, and I've always been wanting to be free about what I create, and that's what I wanted to share. It's bold, it's strokey, it's painterly, and yeah.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on today. We're really honored that you would do this. Merry Christmas. What are you doing for Christmas? Do you have any plans?
Yes, actually, I'm going with my mom to Puerto Vallarta. I have a brother who lives there, and we'll spend a few days there. Then we have to come back quickly because we have work to do, and spend New Year's here with the whole family.
Nice. Good. Well, say hello to your family. We've met most of them, I think.
Yes, you have. There's one girl that you haven't met, but the time will come.
Yeah. Well, your daughter is lovely. I had a really nice talk with her in the expo hall at the convention, and she just is your biggest fan. She loves you so much. So you should be very proud of her, and your son too. So
I'm very proud of all of them.
yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Efren, and hopefully we'll see you. We'll see you in May for sure at the plein air convention, and maybe we'll see you somewhere else in the meantime.
Okay. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you.
Okay.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about that was Efren Gonzalez. Thank you, Efren. I want to tell you about a couple of things. First off, we have a whole bunch of stuff I want to tell you about that as you're planning your new year. This is some stuff you want to think about. First one of the year. Actually, I think I better back up. Let's go to December 31st, right? December 31st is the last day that you can sign up for my winter art escape. And this is my art retreat, and this is going to be in St. Augustine, Florida. It's 600 years old. It's the oldest city in America. It's got beautiful Spanish architecture. If you were inspired by what Efren was doing, you're going to be inspired by St. Augustine. The architecture is just beautiful. And remember, it was founded by the Spanish. So it's beautiful all over. It's got an old fort. It's got lighthouses, gardens. We're going to have some great time. We'll even paint some oranges maybe. And so if you live in a cold climate and you want to be able to paint in the wintertime, just escape the winter and come to St. Augustine, Florida, February 8th through 15th. But you got to sign up before the 31st. That's the only way we can guarantee a room, assuming we don't sell out before that, because the hotel, we're there during Valentine's Day, and the hotel wants those rooms because they can sell them. And so we have to turn them back over to them real early in the new year if we don't get them sold. So you know what to do. That's at winterartescape.com. All right. So January, first thing in January is the 10th. And the 10th of January, I am doing a little gift for you. And this is an event to help you crush 2025. Whether it's a good economy or a bad economy, the goal is figure out how to help you make more money, help you live your dreams. And that's all about teaching you some of the principles of business and marketing that every artist needs to know, whether they want to make a little extra money, whether they want to make a lot of extra money, or whether they want to become a big brand, become famous, whatever. We're going to talk about all that. We've got several guests that are going to be on, which will be up on the website any day now. We're scrambling to get them all done. And we have a whole bunch of guests lined up. I'd say about 6 or 8 of them. And I'll also be teaching. So that's called Art Business Mastery Day. And that is on the 10th of January. And it's still in time that you can impact your year. And so you want to make sure that you come. And we made it cheap so that we'd need to cover our expenses, but we're not going to make a bunch of money on this, believe me. But this, and by the way, you could pay hundreds of dollars for this same information. It would be a bargain, but we made it cheap, $47, Art Business Mastery Day on the 10th of January. Go to streamlineartevents.com/marketing. Let me say that one more time, streamlineartevents.com/marketing. And then in January, we have Watercolor Live. Watercolor Live is the world's largest online conference, and it is massive. We have a huge number of people from all over the world who attend, and it's 4 days if you include the Essential Techniques Day, which is optional and it's before everything. And some of the world's leading watercolor artists like Thomas Schaller and Alvaro Castanet and Frank Eber and so many others. And so make sure that you come. It's watercolorlive.com/ASL. And then, okay, that's January. Let's see, what do we have? February. Well, we talked about the Winter Artscape. March, April, March, we have Acrylic Live. See, my producer's on it. I couldn't remember that. Acrylic Live is online March 26th through 28th. Some of the top acrylic artists in the world. We've got a ton of people coming to this already too. Kevin McPherson, Ann Blair Brown, Mike Hernandez, so many others, Jed Dorsey, Ted Retz. It's huge. And so you want to make sure you come to that as well, because there's a time for acrylic, there's a time for oil, there's a time for watercolor. And most of the great artists just kind of have learned them all and try to master them all. So make sure you sign up for that. Okay, March, then we have April, nothing in April. May, we have the plein air convention, and that's in Reno and Tahoe. We're going to be painting outdoors in that luscious, beautiful green water. And it's not in the water. We'll be painting the water. We won't be standing in the water. Well, some of you will, because you'll probably be idiots about that. But anyway, it's pretty cool to paint with 1,000 of your friends and to make new friends. And we come for the painting and for the friendships and for the education and the parties. And there's so much. We pack it. Efren was telling you about that. It's May 19th through 23rd. And there's only, last I checked, and I haven't seen for 2 weeks, last I checked, there were only 200 seats left. So come and sign up. Christmas will be a big time. That'd be a good Christmas gift idea, by the way. So pleinairconvention.com. That is in May. And then in June, we've got the Adirondacks, Paint Adirondacks event. And that's June 7th through 14, which is my retreat in the Adirondacks. The mountains are beautiful. It's stunning. And then what do we have? We have July, August, September. I don't know. We got a bunch. We got September. We have Pastel Live, the 17th through the 19th. And then we have, what else we have? I guess that's kind of it for that year. Oh, Fall Color Week. Of course. Fall Color Week is in Door County, Wisconsin. That's in October. And we're working on, we might get it done. We're working on 2 different painter's trips. Well, one is a painter's trip and one is a collector's trip for this year. So we might have that to announce yet too. So we've got a lot going on. And so hope that you join us for some of that this coming year. It'd be really terrific to get to know you. And I love hosting these things and getting to know everybody and painting with them. And so we'll become friends if we're not already. Thank you for tuning in. We have a free gift for you today. That free gift is 97 Incredible Art Secrets. It's 2 hours of free video with art instruction. And just get it at 97artsecrets.com/free. You can watch it instantly streaming, or you can watch it on DVD if you want to pay for the shipping. There's a question from the comments that says, what format is the Mastery Day event via? Well, it's going to be online. We have our own platform, and so we will send you a link. You're going to get, here's what's going to happen. Very soon, maybe next week early, you're going to get a survey, and that survey is going to help you set your goals. And then we're going to teach you goal setting. Lee Miltier is actually coming in to teach this, and she's the best. And then she's going to teach you mindset. And again, she's the best. And then I'm going to go through and help you set your goals and finalize them. Then you're going to do another survey, You're going to compare the two before and after, and then we're going to send you another piece that's going to kind of put it all together for you so you have a guide. But the goal is to help you make a plan for the year, help you set some goals, help you stretch a little bit, help you get to the next level. So I want you to start dreaming, but it's equivalent to, it feels like Zoom. We'll have breakout rooms and things like that so you can communicate with other artists, and we'll have guests, and I'll be hosting and teaching. Okay. So that is called Art Business Mastery, and it's found at streamlineartevents.com/marketing. We've got hundreds and hundreds of people already signed up for that. So make sure you join us. And that's it for today. Thanks to Efren. He did a beautiful painting today. That was really fun. I want to go to Mexico. Let's all go to Mexico and paint together. You know, I just got to keep doing things, right? Got to keep you busy, got to keep me busy. I feel like I'm trying to be Disneyland for artists or something. That's good. That's fun. Thank you. God bless. Have a great day. Merry Christmas. Bye.